a carpenter like Jesus. The plug must be John Cena, cause we ain't fucking seen him. My nigga think he Shaq, he keep on begging me to feed him. He dipped and I became cold, bitch, I ain't never need him.
What's good, y'all? It's Little Kenny. We back with another video, and today, you already read the title, but I'm gonna say it again. We talk about who has the most to prove today, coming into this season in the NFL. Right now, you can see the pictures. We got Russell Wilson, Christian McCaffrey, Michael Thomas, Saquon Barkley, and none other than the man himself, Mr. 235, Deshaun Watson. So, I don't know, man, if y'all been catching up on the news, but a lot of these guys been injured, out for a few years. A lot of things been going on. So, I'm here to tell y'all who I think needs to really step the fuck up this season. So, I'm going to catch y'all in the next segment. First, we got Russell Wilson. Now, the stats is already on the board, but a lot of him about him still needs to be said, right? So this guy in the 2020 season, we'll start there. 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, 513 rushing yards, and 13 interceptions? The man was balling, right? Russ is always one of those guys who's known for being an MVP candidate the first 5 weeks of the season until he falls off, not drastically, but he's just not like competing with other people. And I'd have to look at the stats to compare it to what other people had in that 2022 or 2020 season. But 4K still isn't that bad, you know what I mean? And now that he's on a new team, you gotta wonder, like, what's he gonna do when he gets out there to Denver? You know what I mean? Because he's right now after last season, in the 2021 season. This is when he got injured. He had like the thumb or the finger injury or whatever. So this is right after he's calling himself Mr. Unlimited. Man, shut your. Anyways, so he goes in there, a little 3K, 25 tutties, 183 rush yards, and 6 interceptions. Like, he didn't turn the ball over that much. And I think he only missed about, there were 17 games. He played 13, I think. So, give or take. It might have been, I think he played 13 games, maybe 16. Nah, but Geno Smith was in there for about 3-4 games, taking over at the helm. And, they really did miss Russ in those 4 games. I think they might have been 2-2, maybe 1-3. Geno did win at least one of those, but you can't really argue with the stats. So now, looking at Russ, like I said, the reason he's on this list is because everybody's saying the Broncos are now a Super Bowl contender. The Broncos are this, the Broncos are that. I want to see what he can do when he's actually around not only a good offensive line, but also another good defense to kind of back him up. Not saying the Broncos defense is elite, but they got Chubb over there. They got Surtain on the defense as well. And then they just picked up KJ, not KJ Hamler. I can't even think of the receiver's name right now. It might be KJ, but they got a better receiving core out there now. I know they got Jerry Jeudy. So I'm hoping things get a little bit better, man. But you got to really look at Russ's stats and compare from here to there. And it's like, it's not the worst, but it definitely could be better. The last thing I want to say about Russ, though, is, y'all, he definitely is going to miss DK Metcalf. Like, even when he goes out to Denver, he doesn't have a big body receiver like that. I also want to see how he adapts to the weather. And, he's not even going to have a good tight end like Noah Fant to kind of dump it off to, just in those short little ranges, those, 5 to 10 yard ranges. So the weather, no DK, no short little dump off receiver. So I really want to see how it goes for Russ. He might be on the top of my list. Or I have to wait till the end of the video, but he might be on the top of the list of who's got the most to prove. Next, y'all already see the man, the 235. I told y'all that's that boy, Deshaun Watson. Now, nobody's hating on him. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to talk about nothing personal going on. We talking straight ball. And that's what this man can do. Y'all see the stats from 2019 to 2020. Straight baller. He took a season off, feel me? Personal reasons. Now he coming back, and he's definitely got a lot to prove. So, especially with that big ass contract, and with numbers like this, he almost jumped a whole 1,000 yards from 2019 to 2020. Damn near 10 more touchdowns. And he had less rushing yards, but with an O-line like they had in Houston, I felt him. And he's turning the ball over, man. You seen 33 on 7 interceptions. Like, come on now. Deshaun is he's goated. Like I said, in 2019, he was 26 of 12 interceptions. The numbers are crazy. Those rushing yards, like I said, the line wasn't as good that second year. But the numbers for this man, and he's only been in the league for 4 years. He didn't get to play last year. He's coming on to the Browns team. They just picked up Amari Cooper. They got Peoples-Jones. They got Hooper, or they might have doled off Hooper. They still got Njoku. And they got one of the best defenses in the land, Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, one of the best backfields, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. So it's a lot weighing on Deshaun's shoulders, especially if he starts week 1. If this man is out there the whole season, there's going to be no excuses. Just Super Bowl or bust. I'm not putting him to that standard just because I know how Cleveland is and we just cursed in a way, man. So I'm going to give him, he has to at least make it to the playoffs. They got to at least come second in the division if he's starting week 1. So I'm putting pressure on Deshaun Watson, and he's got to go out there and ball out. I think he could have with Amari Cooper, he might be able to go for 5K easily, 35 tutties, and still keep it under 10 interceptions. But I still think that rushing yards, those are going to have to go back up to that 400 to 500 range. You know what I'm saying? Just to help out a little bit. But even though you got that sick-ass backfield, he might be able to just keep it at the 200 yards and really just sit in the pocket the whole time, because Cleveland Browns doesn't have the worst line ever. So definitely big things for Deshaun, and I'm going to catch you on the next segment. So now we got Saquon Barkley. Now, if you know me, besides the Yankees, I typically don't rock with New York sports, and for good measure. But Saquon, I really don't like him either. He played for Penn State, used to try to run all over us in Ohio State, but as a player, I do respect that man. Now, he's gotten injured twice the past 2 years. It's been rough. You see it. Look, he only played 2 games in the 2020 season. Didn't even have time to fumble or score a touchdown at 34 yards. Man, he actually helped me in a fantasy game, helped me win in that season because he played so bad. Because he was obviously he was hurt. In that 2021 season, now he was still hurt, coming off injury, obviously. Played 13 games out of a 17-game season. So, can you look at him, can you really say, Saquon, that season wasn't your fault? You put up less than 600 yards, only had 200 touchdowns, and you fumbled the ball twice. That's not too bad for 13 games. But 2 tutties on 5-9 to 3? So, y'all obviously see why this man is on the list. He needs to step up. NFL execs are saying that he's not even built for the league. He's not even a league running back. I'm not even going to go that far and say that. But they're trying to say this man is always just trying to turn up a big play. He's moving too slow. He's not really reading, But I feel like Saquon, look at him, man. Thighs bigger than your mom's lies, man. I'm telling you. Dog is a beast. And y'all got to look out for him in this next season. But he's got a lot to prove. Daniel Jones is on the hot seat too. But I couldn't make this video all about quarterbacks. So Saquon, please, 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 please get your shit together, man. For New York's sake and for your own. Man. Next, we got that boy, CMC, Christian McCaffrey himself. Everybody's favorite fantasy target cannot seem to stay healthy, y'all. He only played 10 games between the past 2 seasons, 3 in the 2020 seasons. He had some time to fumble compared to Saquon, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He had 5 tutties on 225 yards. If you only look at the tutties, you'd say he was balling out for 3 games, but for 225 yards in 3 games, I need my running back to have way more yards than that. No cap. And then we go into the 7th game played 2021 season, 1 fumble, 1 touchdown, and 442 yards. You might as well not even put up those yards if you wasn't going to fucking score, Christian. In 7 games, I get it. You coming off injury, you get injured again, but this is just insane. This man definitely on the list. He's not as high as others just because of the way his injuries have been and how vital he actually was to his team. They were working this man day in, day out. When you look at his numbers, you got to realize he's also a receiving back. So I probably should have included his receiving numbers in here because that would probably speak a little bit of a light to what he might have done in those 7 games in that 2021 season. But either way, obviously on the list, needs to step up, has to prove himself. And honestly, CMC, you're getting a new quarterback. I'm hoping it's Baker Mayfield and not weak-ass Sam Darnold. Hate that, man. I would rather see Baker get the play, especially because even though I like Deshaun as a better quarterback in Cleveland, you know, Baker, we like to thank you, man, for what you did for us. So, CMC, get your shit together, and we'll see you on the next segment. Last but not least, we got that man, one of my favorite receivers, was one of the best receivers in 2019, arguably the best number 1 receiver in 2019, Michael motherfucking Thomas. Straight out of Ohio State. You already know what it is. A fellow Buckeye, so there's definitely some bias with this one. But that man has a lot to prove before we just remember his name again. Before we can just start, man, look. Let's just jump into it. You see the stats. 1,700 yards on 9 tutties, 149 receptions. Man, them is Devontae Adams numbers. He should have had more touchdowns, but, you know, Drew was being a little shiesty. He was spreading the ball around. Kamara was doing his thing too. But in that next season, he got injured. It was tough, right? So already Michael Thomas is out for a whole full year. He only played 7 games. No touchdowns, 438 yards and 40 receptions. You could tell something was going on. Through 7 games, he hasn't scored a touchdown. And then comes the 2021 season where he just had to sit out. He sat out for mental health reasons, things like that. Drew was retiring. They just had a coach retire, and Jameis was coming in. A lot of things were going wrong. And while the receiver already trying to get healthy, coming off a devastating injury, you know, I felt the guy. Why not take another year off to make sure in 2022 they remember the name Michael Thomas? So he's definitely got a lot to prove. I'm not hating on the man, but it's just there's a lot more receivers now. Recency bias will tell you Devontae Adams, Jay Jettas, Jamar Chase are the best receivers out there. D-Hop was on PEDs. We can't even consider him the best receiver right now. Tyreek Hill has created a name for himself since you've been gone. So I'm telling y'all right now, Michael Thomas, will come back better than ever, but he's got to prove it. He's got to show the Saints, especially in this room he's in now. He's got Jarvis and Chris Olave next to him, trying to steal every single catch from him. So in order to be the best he can be, I feel like that last year he took off in 2021 was the best case scenario for Michael Thomas, y'all. So hopefully y'all agree, man, and y'all show my man some love in the comments. But welcome back, MT. It's only right that I make the list, sum it up for y'all, just so I can show y'all who's on the hot seat, who really needs to prove it to me in order. So let's go. Russell Wilson. I told y'all this man wanted to get hurt and trade teams. I'm not going to say wanted to get hurt. He wanted to trade teams and he got hurt. So to me, even though there's other two guys below him have been off for such a little bit of time, he's got to prove it the most. You're at a different area. You think you can go out there and be that guy? Will prove it, Russ. It's time. Number 2, Michael Thomas. You've been gone for 2 years. You took a mental health year. You getting healthy. It's time to show that you can be number 1 again. I'm not going to hold you too high of a standard. That's why you're not number 1. But you got to go number 2 on this list. Number 3, Deshaun Watson himself. Wanted to go to a different team. He came out to Cleveland, 235 guaranteed. Get your money, man. But let's show that you worth that cheese. Week 1, not week 6, not after 10 weeks. Week 1, Deshaun. Let's prove it. Number 4, Saquon Barkley. You've been getting injured for the past 2 years as well. It's only right. You're down here at number 4 because I still think you a good back and you've really gotten the short end of the stick with your offensive line. And number 5, CMC, Christian McCaffrey. Same thing. Can you stay healthy? I get you're a receiving back, but can you stay healthy for your team? You're going to get a better quarterback and you're not going to be the main player out there. You're going to have some help, but the Panthers are still going to lean on you. So what are you going to do? And that's going to wrap up the video, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. I know it was a long one, but I really hope y'all enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all if y'all stayed to the end. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and we're going to have another video for y'all real soon. See y'all on the next one. Peace.
Lady, I've been cheating, riding, and I see a ball, one
for a 2024 conditional pick, 5th round. Yeah. Come on, y'all. And the Browns are paying what, $10 million of his salary? I think the Panthers might have got over on this one, y'all.